So at first I said this bullshit about Kale, my typical way of making drama, making a prank. And then I just boasted about mine and Owen's marriage and opened up Joey's eyes about myself and Owen before he passed away. And then he's like, Kale doesn't talk to me either. I'm like, well, I know Kale loves us, so stop. I wanted to prank you today. Kale was traveling for a while, like years, if he can make it financially. How the Years Fly by Amber Shepard. Owen was my 10-year-old babysitter who 10-year-old babysitter who he didn't want to take care of me. He's like, "Can I just work on the farm, Joanna? Like, I don't want to take care of the baby. The baby's looking at me with Google eyes." My mom like wiped his face with her hand gently and said, "Oh, that's okay. She probably was. She's pretty excitable." And there's videotapes of it. There's family videos. I grew up great and steady, and Owen grew up wonderful and fit. And we ruled the military together in the most peaceful, gentle, kind manner. We left out the compassion. We toiled with kindness and feelings. We tried to help people get married and have someone at home to balance out their hormones. And we tried, and we tried. And as I know, his last time I was in the military, everyone went crazy and thought I murdered my husband on the Fat Trail. It's called the Fat Trail. We've been fighting it since Vietnam days, and it's a really difficult trail. It's in Vietnam, but it helps us annihilate the Russians. So anyway, my friend Kale Walski, he goes with a team, and he wanted me to come, but because my legs were so sore, I couldn't go. And Kale got injured so bad that now he's kind of fat. He used to be a lean, like boxer, fit type body, and I am just swollen from working so hard to lose weight. And I took my sweet ass time. I'm still in such a rough shape. I should have had like extra time to heal with all the nutrition from all the food that Aaron Wabelski was feeding me. But other than that, no, I don't. I wouldn't say that having babies is an easy way to go, especially when you're an athlete and an elite. Yeah, when you're elite, you kind of have to go because your brain's gonna start freaking out and you're gonna start becoming weird because you wanna fight these people and you're sitting there instead. And this is my peaceful Buddha time to sit here and figure out what my motives are in Canada and who I want to be in Canada because I've never really had an identity in Canada. And I'm just really angry, like piss potty. I get a gleam in my eye. I guess I'm kind of a punk. I am so lovable, easily could be slutty. But no, I just want to go to the gym, go hike some trails. I want to buy a camera, but I would never be able to for photography. There's always moose and stuff when you're walking, so you can take pictures of moose. I'm who I am when I asked Kayla when I was 14 when I wanted to break up with Owen. That's the true little blurb. I called up Kale from my brother's phone. Was like, "Will you date me, please?" He's being shitty, and then he's rest in peace, man. I didn't do it. a lifetime ahead of you, and the fears driving you behind the pack. Oh, it's a messed up feeling. Oh, shit, tape. A messed up feeling. To love someone so much and have so much adventure, and most of it's on YouTube, and you can barely tell it's me, but I'm the skinniest, lankiest, downhill longboarder in the world. I'm just a girl, and there's a lot of girls that do that sport. Then there's videos of me skateboarding hard on a dome, and then there's videos of me longboarding and dancing on a longboard, and I'm getting skinnier and healthier. And that's a tall tale. I tried tale of my endeavors with getting hurt and having swollen cheeks that one side's bigger than the other, and it's obvious it's swelling like right now. And worrying about my embryos all the time, calling them Down syndrome. It's the same old thing, same old injury. I blame it on pregnancy, and that's stupid. But anyway, dating Owen Bala was a lot of adventure, but a lot of it was like wholesome, down to earth, chilling with your little stove, your little bonfire, your fireplace. It's just truth and wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, common sense, a lot of horror movies. And then you'll start to understand why I'm friends with my friends, because they're pretty famous too. You're probably kind of as curious as to why I hang out with them. A lot of walks in the dark, because we were both two kids that grew up walking in the dark all the time, seeing all the cougars run across the road and the sheep freaking out. And well, he grew up with me and I grew up with him, and he was a traveler of local. He was like a wanderer. He was a wanderer. Correction, he was a wanderer. And I always wanted to stay in my city, but I went out with him, and then he just kind of stayed home with me. And where we were going next in life, because we were thinking about it, even though he was like pronounced to be dying, was that we were gonna start binding books for people and writing our own books, and then just starting to do like that and become Luthers and authors, publishers. He wanted me to start DJing and making mixes and covers of my own songs and DJing that and being like kind of fresh and doing wedding parties where I get up and sing. But honestly, my health is a little low for that. I mean, I clearly could be a writer. I can start, but I don't know. Right now, just my face is completely swollen. But I'll always miss you, Owen. It'd be crazy to have another kid for me, but my friends mean everything to me, and I can't wake up. It's not even a mood. I don't even have a mood. I got it tested. I'm not moody, honey. Way up there in the sky. You can break my neck, but you can't break my integrity. My God, I can't believe I heard that. Oh my God, it did. It completely heard that. I need to take some aspirin, but I'm not mixing with Tylenol because that's what's been cheering me up actually. To when I scream, what I actually mean. It's cheering me up to stop taking it. I don't feel like I'm dying. And I'm black still. Let's get some days I'm actually not scary. Nurses are like, is that Amber? Oh, that is Amber, but no, we gotta get some meds. Just a gentle reminder, not everybody in Canada has nurses that come to their home. Just me. And Dr. Amazon came, the guy who was like, joke. It was a joke. Yeah, it was. Justin Trudeau's a narcissist, and I'm a great psychiatrist or psychologist. He calls himself a psychologist. And all shit. That's my psychiatrist. He came and cracked my back and all this stuff too. Jumped on me basically on the bed. But I gotta get some water. Always. And take this freaking sweater off. It's hot outside. Like, I know it's winter, but. Oh my gosh. I better save these rolling papers because I don't have any fucking rolling papers. And there's tobacco. I just get so high off Tylenol. When I was a little kid, I'd take like one whole extra strength just to make it through school and be happy for everyone. But it's breaking my heart that like I went to Kelly Road because all my friends were gonna be there, but I knew that Duchess would have been like colleagues and stuff would have went there, and whatever. I always had Owen, but there's a lot of times I just wanted to break up with him just because I was so tired from everything that we did do. So it's like I got something in my right here. It's weird that acid reflux, I guess. Joey says he likes a Village Silly Man. Not sure if that's an artist or a album. I told Joey, I was like, it's okay, because he feels bad all the time. He's always recommending so much music. Is that drool on my shoulder? No, it's just wearing out. But, I want to clean up and get laid. Fucking emojis. And I was like, maybe I just want to be normal. But like no alcohol left. Mom, drinking gets me rolling and then I begin to write. But it takes about 48 alcohol beverages. And then I'm out and I have no money. I am honestly so apathetic with myself and the situation where I don't want to love anybody too much and I don't want to like give them some because then I'm still at alcohol. Like, what are we running? Like a what would you call it? Like a buckhorn prostitution. Give Amber liquor, she fucks you. I don't know how you got married, Mom, but it's magical. It's awesome. It's cool. It's wonderful and pretty neato. I'm gonna bug my mom today until she gets me arrested. My mom was married to my dad since she was a little girl too, just like me, Ellen. Just my dad survived. He's still a sergeant above me. And then the sergeant above him passed away. That's my grandpa. I told my grandpa about all the abuse at school until he just signed me up, and I was really good at it, so I stayed. They made me feel ugly. Me? That is undeserving. That's so untrue. I think you're delusional. I think you're irrational in the head to the point it's so irritable it flipped backwards and took it out on the back of your brain. You have no perception. I don't know how you got married, Mom, but it's magical, it's awesome, it's cool, it's wonderful, and pretty neato. Maybe because she works out with her hands. Well, that would only make sense to for my dad to marry her, but that's how it happened, I guess. Add new or create new posts. So hopefully Kale can make it home safely. Kale is a pretty awesome guy. Kill. Kale is a pretty awesome guy. He writes. He has his GTL fiascos. Yes, he loves the gym. And he loves to adventure just within the city quite a bit to save money. And then he travels. So on these travels, I would like to say for him that, and though my love is very like well, it's almost like an alien, you know, like it's got antennas, it's got all these sprigglies, it's all like frayed. It's all like frayed. Frayed. That is completely what it is. It is frayed. It is like those fiber optic dance giveaway toys. I don't know. My love is like a party favor. Everything within it is not very expensive, but it adds up to quite enough, the more than anyone actually has for themselves. So you ought to be grateful. My love is empty, it's shallow, it's really sensitive, and you have to protect everyone from it, you know? This girl will never have babies unless something happens, such as a miracle. My love is a party favor. I take my time to realize and understand exactly what Kale is going through on his travels. And I look at it like it's a cloud, a beautiful cloud, just a white cloud on a sunny day over my head that maybe I should put myself in the boots to be more conservative and save up and get out there. Knowing that I am the type. Need a break and a cigarette. Can't wait. No cigarette. I turned it off too. Miracle. Tired and true that I am nearly so exhausted, my lungs shall pop. Now, did I do this to myself, or was it something that happened due to blood loss? Like, I don't know, just saying it's scary. That's the expression of my love. Okay, now space and go back to Kale. Devious, 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 dark, dreary, deep, watery, wet, dark, stirred, no spillage. So Kale was wondering, how come you always wear black shirts? I said, I can't afford white. And then we started getting on the topic of economy, and it's set for everyone because some people can wear white without wrecking it. Man, like my skin, like on the inside, when if I sweat in a white t-shirt, it stains it. I mean, like I'm black. I can't wear white. Like a black athlete. And the humor started kicking in, and we had a good time reading everybody's poetry like we always do online. Listening to like alleyway rap music and hip hop and like DJs just going into a dungeon and making their stuff for like really low quality and cheap to make. And I said, that's kind of how it is though. He's like, so you're like associating with your kind, your ethnicity. I was like, oh, absolutely. And so we started getting into the culture, the face of value of what is in curiosity of the Enlightenment. And we started talking about like pancakes and Aunt Jemima, how she's a real person, how pancakes are so important. And how if you have pancakes with something, it kickstarts your week to have a better week. And then I mention it's because it weighs your stomach perfectly if they're cooked right. And that balances out and causes a natural reset for your goals and ambitions, your must do's and your must don'ts. And Uncle Ben's rice came up. And we're just keep it funny because we're funny people. And honestly, I was like, yeah, rice, like you can't see without rice. Like you will lose your vision. And It's an arsenic for your eyes. It creates the tube for your eyes that reaches into your brain and actually allows you to see what's real. He said, which is a tricky thing. I mean, with all the lights and stuff, you really have to know to know. You really got to like understand to see. You really got to observe to feel the blessings. I started laughing because he's black too, and he hangs out with my brothers. And I hear little tidbits in the night, which Kale is actually feeling well, which he hasn't been because he has psoriasis. Psoriasis. And I have RLS from working since I was so little. My legs get fucked up. And I have PTS, which means my mind doesn't even want to focus on something important sometimes. And I have carpal tunnel. So I understand him, and that's usually why I'm not invited out anymore to parties, because I'm comfier just sitting at home, ignoring all the treatments or just letting the treatments sink in. I have times I just go to Kale's, though, obviously. Nobody wants to invite me out, I'll spend my birthday money on a taxi. Kale and I are so similar that it's comfortable. And who we are is, I love animals where he more loves reptiles and amphibians. And his favorite spirit animal is a wolf, and mine is a tiger. But basically, other than that, it's pretty trippy. I don't know what a psychologist or like a genetic psychologist would say about it. But it does cross my mind. It does. It always has. Should I just date Kale? I don't know. That's not a singular choice. He likes my stretched holes in my ears. And we sit on the grass out at this old heritage farm by the river in the Chaco way out there. And there's cougars and moose and wild horses and all this stuff. The wild horses kick the shit out of the wildlife to stay alive. But they moved on. They moved just because the weather is so weird these past few years. But anyway, he puts dandelion and ties them into my ear holes. I barely notice he's there. He's so gentle and such a whisper of a soul. And I think a whisper of a soul means you have a whole soul. Mine was always dark. Like with every violent crime in a movie, I flinch and I feel it and I empathize, and it wasn't even real, but it could have been real, and I know that because of my job. I understand the whereabouts of the action, and that makes me timid and stress and scream and not sleep, and worse, go silent and pass out. But if you give me the endorphins and let me have the adrenaline, we both, same thing. And people call it, and it was a funny time actually. People were calling us fat nerds because I wear a men's t-shirt, he wears a baggy men's t-shirt. Call us fat nerds. I was like, more like Mean Machine. Now go get your plan B. You failed. I'm gonna get shot like Tupac. It's all spelled wrong, but whatever. There's a mean machine. Sit to the right, sis. One time, me and Logan and Kale were making music, and oh my god, I blacked out, like I faint, what did I do? Yeah. Anyway, oh no, Amber's gonna break the equipment. In the taco. Pass out. Fat nurse. I was like, mean machine. I get your plan B failed. I'm gonna get shot like Tupac. I wonder how much booze I have left. What time is it? Take my meds early, go to bed. Ringing in the new year. Yeah, just ringing it. 2 beer. Might as well. I got much taller. That's really big if you have a spine like that. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. I got 2. So I figured. Beer first. No, I don't even care. But nerd. In this pocket, there's a lighter. One of them. This is Costco. What a nice jacket, honestly. I just wish I had a hood. money. Cat money. That's so bad. That's a bad zigzag. Bad person. Bad company. I hate when people say, if you smoke lots of cigarettes, isn't that going to brain damage you? Try and figure it out. Pass the cup. I don't have enough. When I was younger, I had a friend her parents went through a divorce and they said it was because of her, she thought, but she was just eavesdropping. So there you have it. She was just eavesdropping. But she wanted to kill herself. So I did. I told her mom. We were just like 10. We're like 10 years old. And I said, the doctor said if you play the yellow brick road, it usually guides them back because they're so little and young and innocent and they had good intentions and they're just minorly sick, honestly. That's what the doctor said when I was doing my homework online. So we tried to keep it casual and we invited all the really cute boys over that were our friends and we were playing spin the bottle. About kissing each other, being stupid, flashing each other, trying to take our bras off. So then we started playing Truth or Dare and it got better and she started to cheer up and then she started laughing and that was cool because I'm Buddhist and I totally believe that laughter is a good thing, like even if it is a little bit evil at first. So we did that all the time and what is it, like 15 minutes in heaven and all this stuff. And that's basically when I got turned into a werewolf. Because I didn't kiss anybody in there. It was me and my friend Luke. And anyway, she's alive and she's happy and we're still friends. And I see her when we're doing like art competitions and like bringing our art to get published and all that stuff. And we kind of stand there and chat for a bit. And that's why I'm okay when friends leave, but like, shut the front door. Like, I am supposed to stop because you don't, so I don't stop. And that is what I mean, that you don't want to hang out with me. It's not the end of the world, right? But, like, I'm not a gangster, I guess. But I have a lot of friends. You ought to be aware. Pass the cup. I don't have enough. Dare I say it, help me if I am wrong. A lot of people listen to Eminem, and a lot of people shame voodoo, and a lot of people, because our perception is off from all the pranking, right? Okay, just slow down. Don't blame me. It's not that I'm not a prankster. It's that power to the people that wear vests over their hoodies and like wear illegal, what are they called? Patch. Oh, I didn't even. Power to the people that wear a legal patch. Now, for the people that wear a dog tag and vests over their hoodies, like, God bless you and may you stay safe. For the ones that prank and the ones that don't believe in voodoo, well, you guys need to sort out your problems or something. As you can tell by some of my posts, I'm a true believer in that you can save a life. Yeah, it gets harder once I get older, if it's been going on the entire time. So, like, there's not a serial killer, there's a problem with people being sick and committing suicide. Now, I being a werewolf is really cool because there's a lot of nights that I come home, I just chill out. And I don't get in trouble after working in the military because it's like I just ate. I'm fed up. I'm good. I got everything I needed. I know a lot of people, they go home and they're frantic. Oh my God, I just like killed for my country and they can't stop. They're so excited, and then they just mess up everything and they can't go anymore. They're just like, what's a crime in Canada? And it's like, well, you passed, and they're just like, everything seems like a crime. And then you're like, oh no, you're sick, and then they're just like, fuck off, don't touch me. I'm so cool. I can do this. Like, I can be you. And it's like, no, you can't actually. Most of the things I do in the military are things I do naturally. And it's because they just stayed straight edge and they never had fun. They never had friends. They never fucking tried. They just lived digitally and anatomically. And, they try with herbs, but you can't mix herbs. Even, honestly, this is like an awareness thing. I was taking Tylenol and aspirin. It felt like at the same time, like same gulp of swallowing pills, and honestly, I felt like I was dying. And that's not good because then you start to lash out because you feel like you're dying. So just take like one at a time. I could fail too, but I really try not to. And my entire family went to school, worked hard, stayed true to themselves, tried to stay healthy, did all the things that they could have to balance me out too and not leave me lonely. This war is desperate. This war is desperate, and I am not. I gotta check my head too. Okay, no, it's just a Tylenol and aspirin. Okay. It's under my breathing. And hey, Mom, I just wanted to thank you for letting me know that it is the Tylenol and aspirin being mixed together at the same time. Because I feel like a friggin' loser. Like, is it like I'm always worried I have a concussion? Like, I haven't even done anything to get a concussion unless falling on the ice. But it's just like the way I feel is quite heightened. So, like, I love you. You are a great doctor's technician. And I wish that I could give you a better living quality and more money and more friends. And I wish that you didn't have to go through so much with your best friend from high school and that she didn't have to feel the way she has to feel. I wish that we could all just get up and rise above it. But I know that grieving is so complicated. Like, obviously. My mom's best friend, her brother, he used to come with me with everything I did with my friends and their family to be like the family member for me because I was just a little tiny kid out there hunting and stuff. Yeah, Jason, they fucked me up. He rolled his truck and went into coma and then slipped away. I don't even use the smiley face unless I talk to Joey. I love Coral for her simplicity and easy made and easy kept appreciations in life. Because if it wasn't for her being so blessed and gifted, making life easier, because that's what Canada goes for is smart children. Smart children are the affordable children. And I know it seems all like computed and like digital, but honestly, I can't believe how happy she was to just get a puzzle and some books for Christmas from her mom. And I can't even believe how much that cheered me up, actually. It was just excited. It was the excitement. I am excitable again. It's that excited again. I don't even care. That's sad.
Walk right up in the room like fuck everybody but me. Everybody but me. Walk right up in the room like fuck. Are you insane like me? Wow, what about you? You burn yourself with cigarettes, you cut yourself, you slam your head in the wall. We both know you don't deserve that, man.
I wrote that. Like, I literally.
You burn yourself with cigarettes, you cut yourself, you slam your head in the wall. We both know you don't deserve that.
Whenever you miss me, just remember, you had me, and I wasn't enough.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want from now on. Like what I've just gone through in my life, I'm not phased or scared by anything. Like,
meet our new donut man.
just out there, be on the lookout for a little context if you care to listen. You called her a hoe because she's a nobody you let.
I always knew I was going to grow up to do Jason. No. But he was that hot. Like, he literally was that hot. Aw, Trevin. I remember when he got that diagnosis of dying. BPD and BP.
That 2022 season comes.
I sort of went, oh.
You wash your face every day, but I bet you did.
Stop. Here's a test to see how fast you're.
The number you have dialed doesn't give a fuck.
Fuck your excuses. I don't need the drama.
And that,
You got to cut off the people over.
I just put a bullet.
When they're vulturing around your position and your career in the military, and they say, oh, that means that your fucking hand's gonna fall off when you're shooting the officer machine gun. Yeah, well, I'll just fucking poke at it then till it's fucking gone, because as if I believe you deserve to be me, you'll never even amount to close to anything relevant to me, you see. You're fucking crazy. I can tell by your skin tone. Call me a racist. Tell me something I didn't know you were going to say wrong. never even amount to close to anything. Fucking crazy. Tell by your skin tone. Call me a racist. That was something I didn't know you were gonna say wrong. When they're vulturing around your position and your career. Career in the military. When they're vulturing around. It's moving again, at least. When they're vulturing around your position and your career in the military, and they say, oh, that means that your fucking hand's gonna fall off when you're shooting the officer machine gun. Yeah, well, I'll just fucking poke at it then till it's fucking gone, because as if I believe you deserve to be me, you'll never even amount to close to anything relevant to me, you see. You're fucking crazy. I can tell by your skin tone. Call me a racist. That was something I didn't know you were gonna say wrong. When they're vulturing around your position and your career in the military. Stick a fucking pill in there. Not trying to say that your kids aren't really fucking awesome. Brylan is like the most vibrant little girl with the intelligence of someone that could be in politics. And Cohen, like he's got the smarts of a police officer, and that's what he aims for, and he knows who he is, and that is more powerful than I ever dreamt of. I guess it's more than I ever needed, and I just topped the cake off by having my own kid. I was like, Cohen, do you care if you would make it just to a cop? What? No. They do high speed chases, Auntie. Because I just want to give him a flat out big ass compliment, but I was kind of scared. I know a cop that made it killed himself. Because everyone said he was going to be a police officer, and he's definitely that smart, and whatever. I didn't expect to make it to doctor, but I was working at Honeyford's greenhouse one day, nursery, and store, and she's like, "You made it!" I was like, "Oh my god, I'm scared, actually." I'm scared. Everybody that comes up there, I'm just like, yeah. There's been bad mishaps. People coming to beat up a retarded brother or whatever. Because they touched his dick at night or something. Sometimes I'm like, 2 hits, that's it. Not even that hard. Like half your power. Because people hit hard, you just don't realize it. They won't come home. 2 boys fighting. It moves now, look. Poking it's a good thing. Well, his family is fucking huge, eh? I've just been lying. Yeah. His one cousin has 17 birth children. Yeah. Raptor had a child. I don't know if you meant that. I've just seen that. Oh, his shirt. Yeah. I love that book, Cats Among Pigeons. There. Now those books don't seem scary. A short blog on the book Cats Among Pigeons from author, I'm not sure. Cats Among Pigeons is a great book on alternative culture and the rising of it all and barely any falling. But as you read the book, not to spoil it, it's an old book, you should have read it. I bought it at a library book sale back in like 2010. Cats Among Pigeons is a documentary novel on how the police were shunned and shamed that they were not allowed an alternative personality. So the shootouts happened, the lives failed that were against them. It basically, in every sentence, like 3, 4 vigilant, abusive enemies died. And it explains it as like there's a rise in temperature in this romantic situation, and then a fall of like a simulation of someone went to hell. And it's very like elusive and like conducive to everything. So basically, like you're constantly reading about police officers getting up and just like shooting someone at a house party for all their abuse. It's quite epic. It's something that you could enjoy as being someone who is bullied, but you were in the good. It's all about the good. It's a exhilarating novel. Cats Among Pigeons. Nobody's ever really done anything to me. I just wake up in fight mode. a blog on a novel called As Many Nows as I Can Get. Quote, when I was younger, I got so hungry I'd throw fits. Mom, how you gonna breastfeed when you ain't got no tits? Quote, I grew up a very like almost chubby person, but I was really skinny, but I was like still pretty chubby, right? And I'd always go on these endeavors. And I said, you lose weight all the time. You're so pretty. Like you're beautiful, Amber. You just go out there and collect worms for the fishing derby and you get all this exercise doing it, and then you're skinny and you look so good for all the pictures at the party. So I would never stop. Like my dad, I felt bad for him. He was breaking a sweat, and then you have to turn the heat down in the house, and it just made me think that I'm always cold. What can I do? And it just kept going and going. And other reasons, some were kind of vain. Like I'd want to be able to kick the shit out of somebody as big as my brother if they ever came at me. I guess. So really, that was really vain, and I shouldn't have said anything like that as such, because I was always in the military because I was born really strong with this big gorilla body shape of abs and biceps and all that. It's just getting the exercise to stay healthy within Canada, pretty much. But I always worked hard, and I liked the money, and I didn't really have to support myself, but I did anyway. But we could have like a movie party where we buy all these ingredients that dad doesn't buy for the staples and just have fun. And it was corny, it was sweet, it was beautiful. So I spoiled myself and I got really bad. And one night I was out in the middle of the night and a bear walked past me, and it barely noticed me because I was just a little kid. Like how much noise does a little kid in the dirt make? And I twisted my ankle because it startled me. So, of course, anyway, I was talking all this shit that my cousin Jack, who is my best friend, that he was beating the shit out of me, and I was just conquering him and just making a fool out of him, and everything was just so hard, and that he possibly couldn't. The bear actually literally walked like and was like, huh? The other way, and I was right over here. I never thought the day would come that so many people would be asking for the truth. That's rude. So I hold myself of a temperament of someone who seems very like isolating, alone, elusive, possibly deranged, quite intrusive to what is real, closed off, empty, demonic. That's okay. That might be who I am. Grieving is the hardest thing in the world because you don't want to think about the person that passed away, but even though they were your entire life, you don't want to think about them anymore because it's like shaking a grave. So, if ghosts are real, I don't want to shake that fucking grave. I'd rather lose some life and move forward and think of it as it is now, and what it is now, and how come, and that's why, because it's now. So just deal with it. So back to the novel of a young girl that her boyfriend is dying, and they go off on the adventure all the time, like excelling at adventure, like doing shit of the elites, like a bunch of basket case hobos. Like they're jumping off bridges with like no safety. They're just like going out there, going out buckhorn, just fucking off and jumping off bridges. And the woman ends up getting so mangled from these adventures because they're also like doing slip and slides and stuff. And they're so chaotic because they're so frantic to have life with each other forever. But reality is, he's dying. She ends up losing her ability to have kids, mangling herself, being adventurous. So the boy passes away, and she goes on and she lives sorry and sorry and sorry. And when you think the point is that her dad's just going to shoot her because she's so fucking miserable, her dad is just going to shoot her. Turns out that she's becoming an inspirational speaker and she's doing all this great stuff for herself. There's never going to be a moment to feel worried or sorry for herself. She's going to be a busy girl because she made dying less of a bad thing. And I guess it's quite a Jehovah's Witness novel, but that's what I mean. People read Jehovah's Witness novels and still complain they were knocking on your door, but like, hey man, I thought we liked each other. That's funny. Let's just do blog novels the same bookshelf until I go crazy. The Great Buckhorn novel titled Pac-Man. My grandpa and his friends were a pack of 9, and they dwindled down to 4 when they all started to die of old age. And that is the great Swissmen of the nation of North. And they wrote the book and they titled it Pac-Man. Yeah, it was the Buckhorn Adventures or something. It was a movie. My grandpa made a movie out of his real life to hide that he was killing gangsters. So, like, 5 of his friends died in the making of this fucking 9 trilogy movie set, which was all them being the good man and the assassin, killing people who didn't want to die, didn't deserve to die, had every reason to live. And it's an awesome novel. It's really short. The novel Pac-Man is super short, but it's kind of summed up and like put into great detail. It's really good. By Alan Bassett. I'm going to ignore people texting them. What about the Aranda? When I was younger, my grandma used to tell me this great story that she told about how she was a nurse, but she was a genetics scientist as well. And she really hoped that women would understand that you don't have to have children. That's your brain connecting that, hey, I can have children. I'd like to have a children with that man for it has to be over 10 to 13 more than 10 to 13 reasons as to why you're going to be happy having this baby. Now, women in Canada are rarely ever fucking happy about fucking anything. They can just fuck off. So then it goes on to the novel Vimy. And think about when Vimy was written. Like, have you not read Vimy? That is from like 1940 to 46 to 66 when Tim Burns became the Prime Minister of Canada. And that's my grandma and grandpa's book. That's their marriage book. They got married on Vimy. Oh yeah. So that's pretty cool. And Between Assassins was what I was doing to keep my grandparents' marriage alive. Was the trips to Africa, assassinating all the cannibals and shit. Like, yeah, hello. And yeah, it's great. But back to the Yoranda. The Yoranda is the greatest book for women to just chill the fuck out. You know, like men go to the gym and figure it out. You're not even allowed in the gym. How? Then you're not. You become more problematic, more illegal. And we just go on living our lives looking at you like men are stronger, but they don't have intelligence like we do. They're very smart. They're very talkative. They know what they're doing. They can build, most of them, you know. Like a lot of them can write funny jokes or be comedians or stand-up why comics. Anyway, men are great. But yeah, basically it's like don't be a cow. Men are strong. Women are everything the man needed to want to be alive. Simply put, though, most of my friends are just like, I hope you feel better, but I don't really care. But that's okay. That's okay. You didn't have to be the everything that was going to make me fit to show you that I'm everything that makes you want to be alive. You're everything you could be that makes me everything that's not just a talker. But if you know what, fuck you. If that's not going to happen anymore because Owen died, then pardon me, but I don't need to be your freaking white girl Down syndrome. I'm a black girl fucking mean bitch face. Okay? I'm gonna read that one to you so you fucking, like, if you want to hear it, you'll actually hear it. The Yoranda. When I was younger, my grandma used to tell me the great story that she told about how she was a nurse and she was a genetic scientist. As well as she really hoped that women understand it. You don't have to have children. That's your brain connecting. Hey, I can have children. I'd like to have children with that man. Has to be over 10 to 13 reasons why. 10 to 13 reasons as to why you're going to be happy having this fucking baby. Now, women in Canada are really never fucking happy about fucking anything. They can just fuck off. So then it goes to the novel Vimy. You go to Vimy was written like you have to, like, have you not read Vimy? It says Ocean Lake, but that's not what it is. But 1940 to 46 to 66, when Tim Burns became Prime Minister of Canada. And that's my grandma and grandpa's book that's their marriage book. They got married on Vinny. Oh yeah, so that's pretty cool. And between the assassins was What to Be Doing to Keep My Grandparents' Marriage Alive. Where my trips to Africa, assassinating the cannibals and shit, like, yeah, hello. And it is great. But back to Aranda. The Aranda is the greatest book for women just to chill the fuck out, you know? Like men, like go to the gym. Figure it out. You're not even allowed to go to the gym, and then you're just becoming more problematic and illegal when just go on living their lives looking at men are stronger. They don't really have intelligence like we do. They're very smart, they're very talkative, they know what they're doing. They can build, most of them. But yeah, like a lot of them can write funny jokes and be comedians and stand-up comics. I guess I said that right, actually. Anyway, men are great, and basically don't be a cow. Men are strong. Women are everything needed for men to want to be alive. I said it's intelligence. I didn't say it's your fucking pussy ass and wet fucking eyeballs, you bitch. So women are everything that men needed to want to be alive. Simply put, most of her friends are just like, I hope you feel better. I don't really care. Like, it's okay, but that's okay. You didn't have to be the everything for me and going to make me fit to show you that I'm everything, to make you want to feel like everything. You could be that. Makes me everything, not just to be a talker. Yeah, fuck to that, but yeah, like I can be better than just a talker, but it takes a lot of like actual human connection. Not just like, oh, we're gonna have a baby maybe one day. No, just making me feel like I'm not an idiot when I feel like one. How about? Because insecurities take the best of you. So hopefully someone, but it's not your fault if you can't make me feel more than just a talker. Owen died, and pardon me, but I don't need your freaking white girl Down syndrome, a black girl fucking mean bitch face, okay? I forgot what I was going to say. Insecurities by the mass, not by the numbers. By the inconspicuity, not by the notion. Not by the nutrition, and not by the quantity. How about you just give me a piece of that, and we'll call it vitality. Not by the nutrition, not by the quantity. How about you give me a piece of that and call it vitality? Vitality is the main cause and reason that you'll have hope and faith in yourself to give a shit, to find happiness, and that happiness is really why you haven't put a gun to your head and pulled the fucking trigger accurately so you actually fucking die instead of just acting. Okay? And vitality is the reason that you don't have this aching block in your head, that you're not worth shit, and that it stops you from talking and writing. And the cure for that is the booze that you prefer. Yeah. Sometimes you have to be told, like, hey, Amber, no, like, literally, you have not been drinking enough black rum lately. Drink, like, just above half, like, not quite half. Do it. Or how about, like, hey, Sydney, you never drink white rum. That's not good. You're going to start seeing your innards. Like, come on, get a fucking break. I've always drank probably since the day I was born, and I just never fucking cared. And everybody made me want to fucking care. Like, that's going to cause liver disease. And I'm like, I don't have fucking liver disease, though. Well, the doctor's lying. That's too big of a conspiracy, man. Like, when he want to shit on me about shit, like, think deeper about things and, like, open up to the shallow. You're in a protective fucking vessel that tells you if someone's trying to harm you. And I feel safe, bro. So why are you being such an asshole? Now it actually moves. That's so cool. Dang it. Oh, you can't see it. It moves. That's good. Because same with this one. You can't see it either. It's too white. With the light. It's too white with the light in my trident. No. Fiber optics and my opalescent fucking incandescent fucking what? I actually think I need some candy. All alone singing a song that's already been written. There was a time I used to look into my father's eyes. In a happy home, I was a king, I had a golden throne. But those days are gone, and now the memories on the wall. I hear a song of places where I was born. Upon the hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. And I still remember how it all changed. And my father said, now don't you worry, child. See, heaven's got a plan for you. Now don't you worry now. Yeah. There was a time I met a guy of a different kind. And we ruled the world. I thought I'd never lose him out of sight. But we were so young. I think of him now and then. And I hear the songs. It's not typing anymore. But we were so young. I think of them now and then. There was a time I used to look into my father's eyes. In a happy home, I was a king, I had a golden throne. But those days are gone, and now the memories on the wall. And I hear a song of places where I was born. Upon the hill across the blue lake, it's where I had my first heartbreak. And I still remember how it all changed. And my father said, now don't you worry, child. See, heaven's got a plan for you. Now don't you worry now. Yay! I basically got it all in tone for a smartphone. Galaxy Samsung. It said like shit once, and it said, well, I'm not sure, but anyway. Oh no. Psychology blog. Psychology was based in 1906. It's a very modern thing because in the past, when you looked into someone's mind, you told them what you like know they were thinking. They were like off their families kind of thing. They were so angry that babies are for Canada, not just for you, mommy and daddy. So when we cleaned out all the germs that were in their body afflicting their brain, a lot of them would die. So the doctors were getting blamed that they were killing people. But in 1907, just a year later, they decided to bring in forensics investigators and inspectors, and they were highly regimented and highly busy, and they had a lot of work. And then they were dying of exhaustion. So there again, doctors are blamed for killing people, saying that like they were saying like, yes, you did kill the crazy people, but really they didn't. They just died because they're so sick. So in 1908, they decided that things would get better and that they would start enjoying African beans, which is coffee, to help people stay alive, and hopefully this to bring peace to the country that was all meant for good and kindness. It was never meant for hate and killing. So coffee was brought into Canada in 1908, and in 1924 they decided that germs come at a random pace and that you can't help it, and that they come, and I'm sorry if somebody dies. There's ways to prevent it and avoid it and help it and cure yourself, but there's no promise that you're going to make it because there's so many variables to getting hurt in life that can make you die if you're sick. So anyway, psychology is based off a positive input, but if there is no positive fucking input, then it should be said. So basically, like psychiatrists sit there and are like, "Oh, you're really beautiful, Amber. Oh, you're really nice. Yeah, you're doing really good. Like you seem to have a kind heart. Oh yeah, you like you're vigilant. You make money. You keep care of your family. You must be pretty good." You know, they're like, "Oh, but it's not a mood. Does that hurt you?" Because it seems to hurt everybody because they want to be moody and bitchy and they think it's normal. They want to be powerful and spiteful and crude and rude. I'm like, no, mood is really good for me. I'd be fucking embarrassed to the point that I think my toes would just naturally fall off. I'm just like my cousin Patricia. I'm just more red. Because I'm a bit paler, like when I flush, it's more red. I have the grow lights for that. I thought of it. It's grow lights that you're seeing. I always believe that they're going to throw me in prison for the things that I do for the county. Being like a county vigilante, and they're just like, "Oi, today you must go to jail to understand what it's like to what you have done. And if you don't want to do it, suffer with it, we'll let you out when you're traumatized, fucked up, and do the crimes again. Okay, this is County Major. I don't give a fuck who you are, Sheriff. Can we get some apples for this bitch? You can't eat apples. Yeah, get some apples. Get some apples." And I love when you joke about jail and shit because that's the lesser of the cause, and I feel like a worse of a fucking badass. They spell it Jayla instead of Joey. Jayla. Well, I gotta go piss and stuff.